You're listening to Trek FM.
Hello and welcome to From There to Here, Trek FM's 50th anniversary rewatch of all 729 Star Trek adventures from Broken Bow, Oklahoma, all the way to Yorktown Base and Star Trek Beyond. I'm one of your hosts for today's episode, Lee Hutchison, and I'm joined by Suzanne from To The Journey. How are you, Suzanne?
I'm doing great, Lee. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm prepared. I'm emotionally prepared to discuss these two episodes. So yeah, I'm in the zone. I'm prepared. Years ago, one of these episodes kind of scarred me for life, and I swore I'd never go back. But for Trek FM, I've got to do it. So let's fire in with Pathfinder firstly. Reginald Barclay is on Earth, and he's trying to reach out to Voyager through a wormhole that might be coming into the Alpha Quadrant. Not everyone believes Reginald Barclay, so he takes solace in the holodeck, and he also takes solace in Deanna Troi. So, what did you make of Pathfinder?
Well, shouldn't everyone take solace in Deanna Troi?
Yeah, sure, I'd go along with that. She's a Spurs fan like me, so I'm actually missing the beginning of a Spurs game to record this, so I better be nice to Marina Sirtis.
Well, I was excited to have the return of Reg. I always enjoy him when he's on anything. And his line, "I've become obsessed with Voyager," really speaks to any Voyager fan because we know exactly what he's talking about.
That's a good plug for To The Journey there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I agree. It's great to see Reg Barclay again, and to see that he's not changed much since we last saw him back in First Contact. Officially back in First Contact, yeah. I think it's a pretty fun episode, and I'm one of these people that sometimes I like to see the minutiae of how Starfleet works. So, the fact that we've Deep Space Nine's kind of long done by this point, I'm sobbing away. To see kind of how Starfleet works on a day-to-day basis, that we've got this kind of installation and we're seeing what they're doing there and how they're working and what's going on there. I find that stuff really interesting, and I get quite a kick out of it. In particular, I love that this is the final ever reference to Deep Space Nine itself, that's after the Dominion War, after all that's happened, they're back to just scanning anomalies, and yep, that's Deep Space Nine officially no longer mentioned in Star Trek, so we pay tribute to that. And this is also the last episode that was ever released in the 90s, so that's like the kind of the end of the era, really, with Star Trek in that period of time. So I think that's pretty cool in itself. But yeah, I think it's a perfectly good episode, and yeah, I think it's good to see Reg get a win at the end, because boy does Mr. Broccoli deserve it.
Yes, he does. Well, it wasn't just the return of Reg in this episode. We also had the return of the Bun of Steel, which I really could have done without. I hated that hairstyle. It didn't do much for her. It was just stern and almost schoolmarmish.
I did like the Bun of Steel when it kind of became a bit loose. I always thought when it came a bit loose in Caretaker and other episodes where you were like, stuff is seriously going on here, that if the bun has kind of got a bit of hair sticking out of it, I'm not a big huge issue with the bun, but it was good to see it again, and I like the idea that you see the Maquis crew in their drab.
Yes, Chakotay back in leather.
That as a shipper, I'm sure that was a particular highlight for you, because that was actually one of the original ideas Michael Piller had, was that he wanted the Maquis crew to be kicking around in their leather and S&M gear, and that was kind of overthrown in the decision making process, and probably quite early. It probably would have been a bit silly. So yeah, that was a good little callback. Good to see Michael Piller finally got a bit of it, one of his wishes in a holodeck, essentially. But yeah, an enjoyable episode. It's good to see, Troi back again. She's not overly a particular favourite character of mine from TNG, but I enjoy that this becomes a bit of a regular thing from here on out. The kind of Troi, Barclay pairing. Kind of, I think it's another couple more episodes we get before the end of the run. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the one thing, both Reg and Troy are very intelligent people. Don't they know that chocolate isn't good for cats? They were letting Neelix the cat just lick the chocolate ice cream.
I did not know that, but perhaps he's a futuristic cat. All they need to do is just inject a hypo spray and everything like that. And yeah, I'm sure it's okay. That's what we'll do. That's our kind of headcanon for today. They just have to give it an inoculation.
Just a hypo spray.
The space vets, yeah. So you can see it have like fresh heart of Targ and chocolate. So yeah, sure.
Another weird thing that I saw in the episode. When we're in Admiral Paris's office, he has a picture, not of Tom on his desk, but of Nick Locarno.
Yes, exactly. That is a cool thing as well that I'd picked up. And it kind of, 2 points I want to make on that. I have a thing that kind of bugs me. Voyager does it more than anyone else's. Voyager loves using a publicity shot or episode still as a genuine photo. Like, it always takes me out of the episode. Like, they do it in Star Trek Beyond, and it's I wish it was kind of a more natural one of them, but I can understand that. But like in, like, say, Endgame, for example, you see like the season 6 publicity shot where it's like them on a moonlit bridge looking up at a camera. That annoys me. And like there's other times they do that as well, where like late in image it's the Doctor's publicity still for season 4 or something like that. It's like, you have the people there, just get them to like pose as if it's like a normal photo. It's not difficult. Like they do it, say, at the end of, was it like 11:59 or whatever, like, geez, and they do it every so often. Just go do that. Just go, guys, can we just get you round here for just 2 seconds? Little snap. Hey, Robert Duncan McNeil, just need a picture of you. That, it really bugs me when Voyager does that. It's a bugbear of mine. But yeah, like the kind of Nick Locarno thing, I definitely think it's a wink and a nod to the fans that we kind of know the true history of
oh yes,
kind of his origin and heritage. So yeah, that's a cool beat. But it's annoying because it's like the com badge is on the wrong side. It's just like it's wrongly printed off and stuff like that. It's like, Jesus, could you, honestly, just someone just take a goddamn photo. I think that's to the Journey episode idea for you. Publicity shots that were used through Voyager. There's your scavenger hunt. Go find them and talk about them and whether it was appropriate. Because there's a fan here that gets annoyed by them. So that's my Star
I don't think we have enough time for that.
No.
That would take a long time.
So is there anything else you want to say about Pathfinder?
No, just thank you, Reg, for making contact.
Yeah, it's a nice little moment, isn't it, when it happens? And yeah. Sometimes the good guys win. So here we go, Fairhaven.
Do we have to?
Yeah, you'll have to do this more often than I.
Really have to.
Yeah, we've got to do it. You're the Voyager podcast. You'll be touching upon this, I'm sure, more than once. So Fairhaven, Tom Paris invents a really, really stereotypical Irish holodeck program, and Janeway falls in love with a hologram. And this is just, oh, no, I can't pretend I'm even enthusiastic about Fairhaven. So what did you think of Fairhaven, Suzanne?
I'm a Janeway Chakotay shipper. What do you think I thought of Fairhaven?
Not top of the morning to you?
No, never delete the wife. Never delete the wife. Captain Janeway should not have had that option to get rid of Michael Sullivan's wife, just so she could, flirt with him a little more. It's almost like she had her Barclay moment.
Yeah, and it's total bull as well, because they just had an episode talking about holodeck addiction with relationships with characters and how it's a negative thing. And what's Janeway doing here? Oh yeah, she's having a relationship with a hologram. I mean, I think this is... I said it on the Killing Game discussion that Voyager has a real problem... Well, Star Trek has a real problem with Germans, that they always portray them as Nazis. What the hell are they doing turning Ireland into this Epcot World style version of Ireland that is completely unrecognizable to people from the United Kingdom and Republic of Ireland? I've never seen this type of Ireland or recognize it. It reminds me of an episode. I think it was in the 90s. It was on a British TV show. and this will fly over the head of 95%, I'm sure, of listeners to from their tier. But there was this like thing where this American tourists are over in Ireland, and this is like kind of 1990, 2000 Ireland. And they're sitting in this like Irish pub, and it's just your kind of usual dingy Irish pub. And they're like, "Oh, we're here to sample the real Ireland. Can we have some of your potato cakes and scones and Irish stew?" And they went, "No, we just do lasagna and beer." "Oh, do you have one of your famous Guinnesses?" "No, we just have a cheap beer." "Oh, right, okay. If you want all that fake Ireland crap, there's the Irish pub across the street, which is just a tourist pub. You'll get all your Irish stereotypes there." Oh, okay. So they decide that they don't want to be in the real Ireland, which they feel kind of is just this kind of uncomfortable, grimy place. And they decide to go over to the touristy Irish pub and have the Irish food, the Irish drink, the Irish music, the Irish ladies, the leprechauns, all that stereotypical nonsense. And when I see this episode, I just think, I just don't understand it. I really think, and it's the fact that they don't go once but twice to Fairhaven, and it's just so bad. The whole Janeway plot, don't get me started on that, because like it's just so awful. Like I would probably fall in love with holodeck characters, no doubt. Who wouldn't? I don't blame them. But this episode is just so hokey, and I love that bit where Chakotay finds them. Hello. Were you a bit awkward earlier on? You should be. Go have a bit of fun. It's so bad. And this is the first Star Trek episode of the new millennium. And this is the nonsense they come out with. Some like fake Irish things of the 1990s and stuff like that. It's just the worst. I was on a rival Star Trek podcast many years ago one time, and I had to pick my episodes I would throw down a well, and this was one of them. So when I noticed this was on my batch of episodes, I was like, Fairhaven, we meet again.
Yeah. I've been in plenty of Irish pubs and never seen a brawl. Why did they have to throw the brawl part in there?
Because Irish people are boozers and they can't handle their drink and they love a good scrap, but they love a good barmy, and it's just...
I don't believe that.
No, I've got Irish friends and I've yet to ever fight with them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to when they visit the Scottish planet. It's just them like chasing haggis and wearing kilts, and it's someone looking up kind of the Doctor's kilt to see if he's a true Scotsman or something like that. I'm sure that's probably happens in the expanded universe, but
as long as Mel Gibson doesn't show up in it.
Yes, that would be a hopeful as well. But no, Fairhaven is just... I said it kind of on a recent batch that the holodeck episodes are kind of a testament to often Voyager's lack of inventiveness, that they go, they're in this other side of the galaxy, they've got all these characters to play with, but sometimes they just kind of fall on that, let's just have a holodeck adventure. And one of my most annoying moments of Voyager is in this episode too, when they're riding the nebula, or they're riding in the whatever it's called, and Harry Kim goes to Janeway like dramatically, "Captain, if we do that, Fairhaven, we might lose some of the program." Dramatic pause.
Yes.
Janeway looks ahead stoically. "Do it!" And it's like, oh my god, that is not a dramatic tension moment. The ship is in danger.
No.
Who cares about the holodeck program?
About the stupid program.
I hate it. Let's go say something positive about it, Suzanne. You're the Voyager representative here.
The one positive thing about this episode, I do enjoy the score. The score of the episode was nice. Yes, that is good. The only nice thing I can say.
Yes, and I'm glad that you're here, I've been accused of being Voyager biased and on one or two episodes of From There to Here. So the fact that I've got the Voyager fan in the corner backing me up, I'm very happy. Yeah, see, it's not just me that dislikes it. There's got to be someone out there that likes Fairhaven. Brandon Shea Matella, surely. So please let us know in the Babel conference if you like this episode. Why? How? Give us something. Let us know.
We'll try and get you some help.
So, Suzanne, when you're not going to be podcasting about Fairhaven, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Trek FM talking about Voyager with my co-hosts on To the Journey. You can find me on Twitter at KJaneway8. That's K Janeway and the number 8. And you can also find me on Facebook in the Babel Conference. And where do you lurk about, Lee?
Yeah, you can find me in Irish pubs in Scotland, or you can find me on Earl Grey, drinking Earl Grey, not Guinness. Wait, do we have to, maybe we'll get like a nice cash check for plugging Guinness. And you can find me on my own podcast, The Filibuster, on the Nerd Party Network, and you can find me on Twitter at Lee_Nostromo and at Star Trek VHS. So join us tomorrow for some actually amazing episodes of Star Trek Voyager. We're going to turn this week all around, so join us tomorrow.